Welcome to QueerTWENTY, the cohort of 2022. QueerTWENTY is egomonk's annual flagship program where we celebrate exceptional queer Indians hailing from different backgrounds and succeeding in different fields such as science, commerce, arts, social justice, etc. Today we have a historically significant figure with us, Manvendra Singh Gohil ji. Manvendra Singh Gohil is a prince of Rajpipla, an erstwhile state in Gujarat. He is the first member of a royal family to openly come out as gay to the world. So, sir, being born in a conservative Indian royal family, your struggles while coming out had its own idiosyncrasies. Could you tell us a little about the support system that helped you sum up courage for your 2006 interview?
Yeah, see, I think these days people think that in a democratic republic where there are royal families and I mean nothing of that sort exists. But the fact is that we do exist in the sense we are still the custodians of this rich cultural heritage which has been inherited by us from our ancestors. And having said that, we do live a different kind of lifestyle. For example, there is public speaking and being in the social, being in the media. All that is part and parcel of our growing up. So, but the other side of the coin is that there is not much communication with parents. That we have very little love and affection from them. There is a kind of detachment. But those things came as a help or an advantage to me because when I came out in 2006 and my parents disowned me and disinherited me, I said, well, they did not own me in the first place, you know, because of the fact how we were raised. I was raised by a nanny until I was very young. I thought my nanny was my biological mother. So, because of this, what happens these days is the most of us are not able to come out because we are so attached to our parents that we think, oh, if we come out, then we will, our parents will disown us and they'll stop talking, and we are so attached with them. And parents also take this advantage of, emotionally blackmailing us when we try to do anything which they don't like to do. But in my case, it was easy because of the fact that the way I was raised, I wasn't having any attachment with them. I was attached to my nanny, but I wasn't attached to my mom. So it kind of didn't make much of a difference. But yes, definitely it hurt me because I was being humiliated and discriminated for no fault of mine. But yes, I did take advantage of my growing up in a royal family.
Okay. So, what was did you, when you came out, did you have any support system? Like you mentioned that your family was not a source of support for you, but were there any other people you might have sought support in?
Yeah, I mean, there was support system in the sense that within the gay community itself, we share a lot of relationships as they're pseudo relations. They are called. They are not blood relations. So, like for example, I have a godfather. He's still the godfather of a lot of children, a lot of us who are from the LGBT community in India. His name is Ashok Rao Kavi, who was the first activist, or rather the first Indian to have come out openly as gay in India in Mumbai, and he was a great support to me. He was the one who mentored me, who made me feel comfortable with my sexuality. So he's still there. He whenever I need any advice, even now, he's 76, but he still gives me advice. He still mentors me, and he's still a huge support to me. So we all need support. Now I have reached a stage where I am a support system to many other people. So we have to change our roles and responsibilities as we grow older.
Sir, when was the first time that you realized about your queerness, that you were attracted to men, and how did that understanding affect you?
See, I think for all of us, we undergo this sexual maturity age around the puberty, and so did I realize. I mean, I was educated in a co-education school. There were boys and girls, but I didn't have attraction towards girls, but I liked girls in that sense, in the way that they were kind of my girlfriends, but no sexual meaning to it. So I actually had more girlfriends than boyfriends in school, and girls used to like me because I would protect them from getting bullied by boys. So that way a lot of girls also became my friends, but I knew that I was different, but I didn't have a name for that being different, that getting attached or rather getting attracted towards the same sex growing up. But no, as I had mentioned, there was no communication with parents and no exposure to outside world, no internet, no phones. I mean, not like today how it is. So I didn't have a name for it, but definitely I knew I was different.
Okay. So how did that affect you, like as a teenager? Did that cause any internal conflicts with you because you didn't have sources to know that like this was okay and this was quite normal?
Yeah, I mean, I used to think whether am I the only one having this kind of a feeling or behavior? Is it a passing phase in my life? Is it a kind of a disease? Is it a mental disorder? I had no answers to these questions. So I just kind of went with the flow and I thought, dekha jayega, whatever happens, we'll see. I mean, there's no use of, worrying about it because let's just go along with it, and that's the reason I got married also, because when my marriageable age came, I had absolutely no clue I was gay. I thought I was just like others, but this may be just a passing phase, and I thought perhaps after my marriage I might kind of change my behavior. So I took the step of getting married, but unfortunately marriage also did not last long. It was lasted only for 15 months, and it was after my marriage broke up that I had decided to explore myself and to find out why the marriage broke, and what was it which didn't make it successful. So during that journey I met Ashok, and then and the rest is history. I discovered myself. Yeah.
So how safe did you feel when you first came out, and how safe do you feel now?
Initially, it was a lot of fear because when I came out to myself, I was always in this feeling of guilt that I'm doing something wrong, and because this is something which is not spoken about. And I mean, it's very interesting to about what I'm telling you just now, because the word gay was not unknown to me. When I was growing up, my own parents used to talk about following some Maharajas or some members of the royal family who are gay, and So, but I didn't know what the meaning of that gay word was. I mean, when I looked up the dictionary, and rather we had a poem in school which said, "Work while you work and play while you play. That is the way to be happy and gay." So, I thought the word gay means to be happy. So I said, "Wow, it's nice that the Maharaja is gay because he must be happy." So, but I didn't know that this word gay is something else also. And but then that fear was removed from my mind by Ashok, and he exposed me to a lot of people, introduced me to so many other people, cultures. I got to read things, work for his trust, the Humsafar Trust. So that took me out of that guilt and about that fear in my mind. And now, of course, I feel absolutely free, independent. I live a life of myself. I live life of my truth and my honesty, and I'm true to myself and I'm true to others. So I'm very happy now. I'm very happy and I'm very gay.
So you have done so much activism work, like especially starting with Lakshya Trust. You have also taken several other initiatives for the betterment of country's queer community. What led to the birth of Manvendra Singh Gohil, the activist?
See, I think there were a number of factors. One of them was, of course, Ashok, who kept pushing me to start an organization, Lakshya Trust in Gujarat, because in those days HIV was spreading a lot. A lot of our friends were dying of HIV, Government was interested to join hands with us, to partner with us as they did with Humsafar Trust. So that was one way of my being an activist by starting an organization in Gujarat, the first one of its kind. And then I thought that, like, we all live for ourselves. Why not we live for others as well? I kind of thought that I have been lucky to be born in a privileged background or family like this. Uh, I can always take advantage of that, this background, and get more and more opportunities which could help me help myself and help others. And therefore this journey of activism began. And I was trained by Humsafar Trust. I was trained as a counselor. I do a lot of counseling now also. I was trained to work for HIV AIDS issues. So I was given a lot of information, knowledge, training, which would help me in the future.
So, sir, in this your journey from like coming out to then becoming an activist in order to create like safer and better spaces for queers, do you think like your privilege has been more of a boon than a bane?
Definitely, my privileges. I mean, why do you think Oprah Winfrey invited me, or why do you think the Kardashians invited me for their show? It was because of this tag which I have, the first openly gay prince of the world. I mean, I actually created history by becoming the first member of a royal family to come out. I mean, so many people come out. Why don't they reach Oprah or they reach the Kardashians? There was the royalty tag which has led people to invite me and to give me these opportunities to be on their show, whether it was President Nicolas Sarkozy and his wife Carla Bruni, or whether it was Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, whether it was Madonna or Britney Spears, or people I've met from all walks of life, Hollywood, United Nations, governors, presidents, prime ministers. They all were interested to meet me because of my background.
About trans and homophobia that are rooted in several parts of the society now. You have worked for these communities. You know that like conversion therapy is still prevalent. What has been your experience with this? How is the internet and social media playing a role in this heartland?
Conversion therapy has been something very close to my heart because I myself have been a victim of conversion at the hand of my parents, being shamed, humiliated, discriminated for 3 years after I came out to them. They put me to so much of torture and pain and suffering at the hands of the doctors, psychiatrists, trying to give me electroshock therapy, trying to open my brain, perform surgeries to convert me, make me straight, so-called normal according to them. And I think parents are also not to be blamed to a certain extent because they are also illiterate when it comes to these kind of issues. So, I mean, I've been working hard on this. Very recently, I have filed a petition in the Supreme Court. I was in Delhi a month ago, and I filed a petition to ban conversion therapy. And I'm very hopeful I will get justice. Tamil Nadu has already banned it in that state with the petition which was being heard by Justice Anand Venkatesh. So now National Medical Commission has also issued this notification. So I would like that conversion is made illegal in India, and the doctors, the psychiatrists, the parents, especially who are forcing their children. I would say we don't have mental health issues, but people like these, they create mental health issues for us. Imagine opening up a brain for no fault of yours. Uh, if my brain would have opened and my cerebrum was to be operated on, I would have been a mental wreck by now. I would have been in a mental hospital rather than trying to make me something which I cannot be. So these things have to change. I have taken the step. I have faith in the justice. I have faith in the Indian judiciary system, and I'm pretty sure I would be given justice very soon.
See, I'm so sorry for this, Manavji. This sounds very traumatic, and it indeed is for a lot of us. So I'm really sorry for
Yes,
that.
yeah, I can understand. There are a lot of people who are subject to this. In fact, I have Deepak Kashyap. He's a well-known LGBT activist. He's also the co-petitioner in my petition because he was also subject to similar things by his parents. So I'm trying to get a lot of people involved in this petition. The more petitions we have, the stronger the case will be.
So do you think the way we have internet today, the way social media works today, it's helping this cause? It's helping create awareness?
Definitely, social media is helping create awareness in many ways. I mean, as I mentioned, when I was growing up, we didn't even have a cell phone. We just had landline. So now the communications has really increased a lot. I think this world is no longer big. It's a small place. I mean, I'm interacting in Australia and America simultaneously at the same time. Could not have imagined this 20 years from now. So definitely, social media has brought us together, has helped us network, and is also helping us mainstream our issues. That's very important.
Sir, on this work to criminalize conversion therapy, to eradicate it from our societal practices, you have worked staunchly with Amar Singh. He's been a great ally. So what has been your experience of allyship, like when you receive it from someone else? And could you tell us, like, what are the green flags to look in someone who claims to be an ally?
Yeah, it's a very good question. In fact, one of the things which I'm trying to do along with the advocacy and networking is to create allies. And allies are very important for us because they are not from the community and yet they are vocal. They are supporting us, not just within ourselves, but also publicly being vocal and supportive. So that's a very important thing. There are many people who want to be allies, but not many are willing to openly talk about these issues. So first and foremost, I always tell people, those who want to be our allies, is educate yourself. Only if you educate yourself, you will be able to educate others. And I think the best way you can educate yourself is getting in touch with people like us who have gone through the struggles in our life, the challenges, and then come out of it. That's the living example of how one can overcome the challenges. And after you have educated yourself, then people ask me, how do we help you? I said, just talk. Simply talk, just break the silence. That's what I did, talk, because this subject, people don't like to talk about sex, so people don't want to talk about sexuality. Simple. So just start talking. Doesn't matter if you will face homophobia. Doesn't matter if people will target you. Oh, he is definitely gay or she is definitely lesbian. That's why she's supporting. There will be people even making allegations against you. But we have to come out of it and be strong and help us. And one way in which I think I get allies is that I have been very inclusive when I'm working. Though I may say I'm an LGBT rights activist, I think more of a human rights activist. I work for all human beings who are marginalized, whether they are tribals, they are women, they are physically challenged, they are mentally challenged. I work for animals as well. So when people see me work for others, then they also like to come and help me.
So you yourself also are an ally to other causes.
Exactly. I work a lot for women, for domestic violence against women, for dowry cases, for harassment from in-laws. All these cases I'm working on these women rights, for women empowerment as well. So I have a lot of allies from women.
Sir, talking of allies, how do you think corporate India can play a role as an ally when it comes to LGBTQ plus empowerment?
See, I think all corporates these days have got a DNI chapter in them. So it's best to use that and to kind of, organize workshops and seminars for their employees to educate them, to sensitize them. And also, one more important thing is that if they can create a space within their DNI where they could recruit somebody from the LGBT community, then that would be marvelous, which has happened in certain corporates where members of the trans community or from the members of from the gay community have been employed by the corporate to represent them for the DNI. So there is a representation. The person sits in the corporate. So the and another thing which I tell corporates is that we don't just exist in the month of June. It's the pride time. I said every month, every day should be pride. It's not that
Yeah.
June comes and you celebrate and you say, oh, it's a pride month and we do rainbow colors and this and that, and then July comes, they ask, what is LGBT? We do not know. So it should
Yeah.
not be an eye wash. If you really sincerely want to help us, then it should be 365 days effort and not just month of June to be observed as the Pride Month.
Yeah, yeah. That's a very great point you bring out, sir. Like corporates need to go beyond rainbow capitalism because we are queers throughout the year. So within the LGBTQ plus community, who needs an outsized support?
Somebody who is not empowered enough.
Okay. Who is your favorite queer role model?
Favorite, sorry,
Who is your favorite queer role model?
we are. I think I'll give it a pass. I can't think about anyone.
Okay. What is your favorite thing about being queer?
I'm gay and I'm happy.
What is one thing that scares you? One thing that scares you.
Scares me. One thing which scares me. I haven't actually thought about anything which people are scared of me, but I don't know what scares me.
Okay. What is one thing that inspires you the most?
Truthfulness.
Okay. So sir, now I'm going to say a couple of words and I just want like your immediate reaction to those words, okay? Workplace equity,
Inclusion.
homophobia,
Mental disorder.
allyship,
Mainstreaming.
ambition,
Dream.
politics,
Dirty.
India.
Subcontinent.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Manavji. Like this has been a great start to my morning.